Get ready for a captivating journey that's all about unraveling the profound concept of happiness. We're about to embark on a thought-provoking story that will challenge your perspective on life's choices. Join us as we delve into the contrasting journeys of two brothers, Peter and Tony. Their unique paths in the pursuit of happiness will be our focus. It's a tale of aspirations, dedication, and the relentless pursuit of something greater. We'll explore the essence of a joyful life. By the end of the story, you'll gain valuable insights into the complexities of seeking happiness. Peter's relentless pursuit of ambition and wealth take us on a roller coaster ride, showing us that sometimes our aspirations can lead us down unexpected and eye-opening avenues. This is Peter. He was born in 1976 in the United States to a man named John and a woman named Grace. They were married and had one more son before Peter, whose name is Tony. John and Grace weren't super smart or talented, but they worked pretty hard in their jobs to make a life for their family. When Peter was born, they made enough money to feel safe, but not enough for lots of extra stuff. They weren't poor, but they had to be careful with their money. They were just regular folks, like the average family in the middle of America. As Peter and his brother grew up, they began to understand more about the world. They started to see how their lives were and develop their own personalities. Peter and Tony were different. Tony was a really positive person who always looked at things in a hopeful way. He knew that their parents were trying their best, and he loved them for it. Tony enjoyed simple things like camping, drawing, and playing the guitar. Peter, on the other hand, felt pretty down about his situation and wanted something better. He thought of life like a game with winners and losers, where money and status determined who won. He believed his family was on the losing side, and this made him sad. Peter started thinking this way when he was just 10 years old. All his friends had a cool new toy, and he asked his parents for one too. They couldn't buy it because it was too expensive. But Peter didn't understand. He wondered why his parents couldn't be like his friend's parents and get him that toy. He wished he could be as happy as his friends. When Peter was 12, his dad got a better job and their life improved. He could now have some of the nice things his friends had. He got most of the toys he wanted. As he grew up and turned 16, he saw his friends getting new cars as gifts when they got their licenses. So he asked his parents for one too. His dad thought it wasn't a good idea to buy a new car at the time, but Peter could share one of the family cars with his brother when it wasn't being used. Peter said thank you, but deep down he was angry. He saw his friends getting brand new cars without any sharing or effort. He wished he could be as happy as his friends. When Peter turned 18, his mom got a better job. With the extra money, Peter's parents decided to give him a new car as a graduation gift. Now he could drive wherever he wanted, whenever he pleased. He got what he wished for, having his own car. A few years later, Peter graduated from college with a business degree. He didn't know what exactly he wanted to do, but he wanted to earn lots of money, and he thought his degree could help with that. After college, he became an intern at a big company. He didn't really enjoy the job, and it made him unhappy. The work was boring and it didn't feel right for him. However, he made friends with some of his co-workers. One of them was a high-ranking person in sales and marketing, and he had a lot of money and nice things. Peter admired him and wanted to be like him with money, power, and attractive partners. He wondered what it felt like to be so happy. Peter decided to work harder and try to get an important job like the one he admired. Many more years passed and Peter was still at the same company. He worked really hard, stopped hanging out with friends and saw his family less, and didn't do much besides work. He moved up in the company, made more money, and even bought a house and a nice car. He had enough money to buy what he wanted and go to fancy restaurants, but he still wasn't happy. Work was still boring and didn't feel right. Every day felt the same, and Peter just wanted it to end. One day, Peter's college buddy told him about a new cool job at an awesome company. They said it had fantastic opportunities, big money, and nice people. Peter wondered what it'd be like to work there and be so happy. So after talking to his friend, Peter left his old job and joined that company. He worked hard and moved up the ranks, but suddenly, the company got bought out and he lost his job. The big bosses made a ton of money while Peter and his co-workers lost everything. No one seemed to care. Peter thought about being a company owner like that, making millions and never worrying about work. He imagined doing whatever he wanted, whenever he pleased. He wanted to be that happy. Peter realized he had been doing things the wrong way. Working for others left him feeling used. To be happy, he decided to start his own company. He teamed up with colleagues and friends he'd known for years, though he wasn't sure what they'd do yet. They aimed to make lots of money and sell their business. With his new partners, they figured out what kind of business to start. 7 more years went by and they built a successful company with great potential. Peter had even less free time. Building a business from scratch demanded everything they had, and he rarely had time for himself. He'd wake up early, head to work, return home late, sleep, and repeat the next day. His life was all about the business. He removed people from his life and didn't help his business. He traveled a lot and hardly saw his family. His relationships with girlfriends didn't last long. He didn't have time for hobbies or fun activities. Because Peter and his partners worked really hard and did whatever it took to make their company successful, a big company wanted to buy their business and ideas for a lot of money. They sealed the deal, and Peter got $15 million. Suddenly, he could afford all the things he dreamt of as a child. Any car he wanted, anything luxurious he desired, he could now have. He had it all. A year passed and it was Christmas. Peter was with his family, which was one of the rare times he saw his brother, Tony. Tony asked how things were going. Peter explained that he was bored without work and felt lost. His friends seemed to care only about business and money, not about him as a person. He mentioned that his past girlfriends were shallow and cared mostly about money. It was hard for him to meet good people and enjoy life. Tony understood and comforted him. Peter asked Tony about his life and what he'd been doing. Tony is doing really well. He's been painting, camping, and playing a bit of guitar. Peter asks how he's doing with money and if he needs help. Tony thanks him, but says he's okay. He has enough money to live comfortably with his family. He's been selling his artwork, photos, and designs, and it's been going pretty well. It's hard work, but he loves making things and seeing people and clients who love them. He'd be happy doing this for the rest of his life. Tony's wife comes in with their new baby and their 5-year-old daughter. Tony talks about how well his family is doing and that they're planning for a trip to Spain for an art show. Peter sees how happy his brother is. He wonders what it's like to be that happy and why he never slowed down or enjoyed the life. He asks Tony how he found so much happiness. Tony says, "Peter, I didn't look too hard." As we reflect on this story, let us remember that the pursuit of happiness is not about accumulating possessions, but about cherishing the simple, meaningful aspects of life. It's about finding a balance between our ambitions and the time we spend with loved ones, pursuing our passions and appreciating the beauty of the world around us. In the end, like Tony, we may discover that happiness is closer than we think, and we don't need to search too hard to find it. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please click the like button, leave your thoughts in the comments, and if you haven't already, make sure to follow our channel.